Has Shopify Sales Reporting got you drowning in data? I'm here to help you out, girl. Hey boutique owner and other e-commerce friends, Angela here, CEO of Hot Mess Consulting. Has Shopify Sales Reporting got you drowning in data? I'm here to help you out, girl. In this video, I'm going to cover the 5 key numbers you need to focus on. So rather than trying to keep track of everything in your Shopify analytics, if you only focus on one metric, it's this, or these 5. Plus, I'm also going to show you a super handy tool I developed to make understanding your sales reports much easier. PS in advance, if you want to make sure you never miss a thing we have to share, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified when we post new videos. Okay, so the reason why it's so easy to get overwhelmed with even thinking about your data and analytics is that there's just a million different things you could be tracking. Sales volume, net sales, profit margin, sales over time, product sales, sales by SKU, sales by vendor, sales by channel. And this is just the start. We could literally go on for hours, but let's not. So the thing is, you really want to avoid overwhelm though, to keep your attention on what really matters, because otherwise you can get confused and worry about the wrong things. You can literally track the wrong numbers, or you can just avoid looking at all of it altogether because you don't want to make a mistake. And that's the last thing that you want to happen. Because the truth is that reporting and all of your data analytics are really important, not only for taxes, which let's not talk about that right now, but also for informing your growth strategy. And yes, you should have a growth strategy, and just helping to guide you in terms of making better business decisions. Because you know what, the e-commerce industry is still set to grow a ton. Like, there is a lot of opportunity here. E-commerce retail sales are set to increase globally to $4.9 trillion by 2021. And in 2021, e-commerce sales will account for like 17.5% of the overall retail sales worldwide. We're talking about a huge chunk of money. And so again, there's a lot of opportunity here, but if you're not being the CEO of your own business, then you're going to miss out. So the important thing to know is that you do not need to panic. You don't need to understand all of your data, at least not right now. So anyway, what I recommend you start with, if you don't do anything else, is these points. Your total sales. I know that you guys all have that one down, whether it's good or bad. Your online store session, so your actual website hits, right? Your conversion rate. Keeping in mind that the industry average is only 2%, so you need a lot of hits to really see traction in sales. Your average cart total, so when people are actually converting, buying, what is their average cart total and how can you increase that? Your revenue goals, so also have goals in place. And then I just want to touch base on my boutique revenue calculator. Make sure that you guys are utilizing that on a regular basis if you're wanting to grow and you're not sure where to focus your efforts. So as far as your conversion rate, obviously your goal would be to increase it. So I did list out quite a few ideas and things to focus on in my last YouTube video, all about conversion rates. And then with your average cart total, we're going to have an upcoming blog pretty soon that goes over that too. So watch out for that one. But as far as the boutique revenue calculator, well, let me back up. First, let me show you how easy it is to find these particular pieces of data on Shopify. So you don't even need your Facebook pixel. You don't need, you do need that set up and your Google Analytics. But I'm saying that to get these pieces of information, you don't need to worry about being an expert at those other platforms. It's all going to be right here in your Shopify dashboard. So you're going to go into Shopify and you're just going to click on analytics and it literally takes you right to the page in question. So you're going to see total sales, online hits, average order value, conversion rate. So these are the ones that I recommend that you focus on the most if you're not focusing on anything else. And you can choose your date range, but I'm recommending, like, if you're going to use the calculator that I'm going to show you in a minute, that you focus on like 90 days so that it's not like, because things can happen. Something particular could have spiked something in a good or bad way, right? 1 month, that kind of thing. So I recommend looking at 90 days, but again, do what's, right for your business. So, and this is just a demo account, so don't mind the lack of actual data here. But, all right, so on this traffic calculator, which there's two ways to get here. You can just go to boutiquetrafficcalculator.com, or you can go to hotmesshustle.com, and this button is always right here to get right to it. I really wanted this to be as easy as possible for you guys to find and use. So I have two versions of the calculator. The first version is based on, your goal, what your actual monthly revenue goal is and how to get there. So you enter in your monthly revenue goal. You enter in your conversion rate again. You're pulling this data from here. So you're entering in your current conversion rate over the last 90 days, current average cart total over the last 90 days, and your actual website traffic from the last 90 days. And then this is going to actually tell you, okay, how many orders you need based on your current data to hit that goal. Okay, so then how much traffic is needed to hit that goal? And then what is that compared to your current traffic? So this increase needed in marketing efforts, this is basically going to say it may say 5x, for example. That means that you need to do 5 times as much in terms of your marketing efforts in order to get the amount of traffic that you need based on this data to hit that revenue goal. Now, that doesn't actually mean if you're posting once a day in your Facebook group, well, this doesn't mean that if you now post 5 times, you're going to hit your goal. And it doesn't mean that that's what you have to do, because it's not obviously about just simply the quantity of what you're doing in your marketing efforts. It's the quality. So it doesn't mean that you have to work 5 times harder and do 5 times more, but you have to be 5 times smarter than you're currently being, basically, in terms of the marketing strategies that you're working on and decisions that you're making. So then I like the alternate calculator, I think, almost even more. So this one, you're going to plug in your current conversion rate and average cart total and traffic, and it's just going to give you your expected revenue per month. Now, if you start with your current data, this expected revenue per month should not be surprising. This should be your average monthly revenue. But now you have your baseline, and now you can play around with okay, well, what if I increase my conversion rate by just 1%? What difference will that make in my revenue? What if I increase my average cart total by $10? How much will that increase my revenue? And same thing with traffic, right? So this can give you a really good idea, and I would recommend focusing on one at a time. Now, I would say that if your conversion rate is already 2 or above and your average cart total is decent, $50 to $60, then I would probably focus first on your website traffic and then kind of circle back around. But it really depends on what your stats are, what your goals are, all of that kind of thing. Because here's the thing is you have to think about it this way. I mean, yes, website traffic makes a big difference, but if your website traffic is already really high, if you're already working your booty off to drive a ton of traffic to your site, maybe you're using paid ads, who knows, but your conversion rate is less than 2%, less than 1%, it's going to be smarter for you to see what you can do to increase your conversion rate instead of focusing on trying to get more traffic. How do you get more of the traffic that's already coming to convert? Or if your conversion rate is decent and your traffic is decent, okay, well, how can you work towards getting them to put more in their cart? Things like free shipping threshold. That's just one example. We're going to go dive into all of that in another blog really soon. But and the thing with website traffic that I want you to keep in mind is that if you're getting only 20 to 30 hits a day, for example, consider that basically nothing. If that's how low your traffic hits are, that absolutely needs to be your number one priority. So, your first goal needs to be to get to 100 hits and then 200 hits and then keep going from there. But at that point, you can start to think about these other things as well. Now, obviously, I always recommend that you take any and all business advice with a grain of salt, because every business is different. What works for one person may not work for the next. So take the information and apply it to your business as it's useful. But my point is, if you're not tracking anything, start tracking these numbers at the least, being aware of what effect these things can have on your actual revenue, and start making some goals for increasing all of these things, one at a time, most likely. But you have to start somewhere. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today on sales reporting. My sincere hope is that it helps you get clear on what metrics to focus on and what you can let go of. So, girl, don't panic when it comes to sales reporting, and don't get overwhelmed. Take a deep breath. It's happening. It's exciting. And focus on those 5 numbers and you'll be sweet. And if you want a website critique or need more support on strategy, hit us up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified if you always want to stay in the loop. Anyway, I'd love to know if this video has been useful for you, so please do hit us up in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And also, if there's ever anything specific you want us to discuss or know more about, let us know about that in the comments too. As always, I'm here for you to help you succeed and keep it real. Bye! Need more? Check out the blog at hotmessblog.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel too. Cheers!